Dispell, where the name is easy to spell, and we did it wrong anyway. I am your Dungeon Master, Andrew. Joining me tonight, as always, our fantastic cast, beginning with...
Hi, I'm Mike, and I play Alder.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I play Wizard.
I'm Will, and I play O'reltin.
Hi.
Sorry, he's slow. He doesn't remember.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward there, bud.
My name's David. I'm playing Kaya, who's supposed to be named Kai, but who cares? It's fine.
Dude, going into this campaign, I'm like, hey, you have a perfect out to like retcon your name and me mispronouncing it and sticking it, just walking around at the O'reltin and being like, hey, just so you know, you've been saying my fucking name wrong these last like 2 years. Like, I didn't want to say it around the group, but now it's just you and me.
It's fine.
O'reltin would have just said
O'reltin called him anything but Bauer.
That's fair. I was gonna say he would probably just say, well, you've been calling me Elton this whole time, so
Turn around's fair play, man.
So we are coming back to the group, waking up from a long rest at the base of a mountain, and it was this most recent night that you battled some of Kai's demons. Personal and
Get it right. Kaya.
no, I'm just gonna call you Kai now. Personal demons, as well as some potentially more literal demons. After your long lucid dream altogether, dog is so freaking cute.
And his nose just up in the corner.
A red sky greets you. The smoke that has continued to billow from the grate that you now know to be a volcano coats the sky. If you live near Idaho, much like it fucking is right now, just with all of the smoke. Nearby, there is a mass grave, a pit of mutilated bodies of beasts and people, creatures. O'reltin, through your scrying orb, you had seen a partly constructed cabin up on the higher expanses of the cliffside of this mountainous volcano. A whole lot of geographical terms there that weren't entirely necessary. As you all wake and start to break camp, and you know what you're doing, what's the plan?
Well, I think last I remember I got woken up from being in that dream and everybody else was still asleep. So, with somebody heading our way.
Right. That's we left off with you being slapped in the face.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shake O'reltin. We gotta wake everybody up. Somebody's coming.
All right, and I just shoved Bauer over.
What the fuck? I finally went to sleep.
I have to get your beauty rest later, man. And I'll pick him up off the ground and shake Zard, too.
What's going on?
And I look back at Alder.
Somebody's coming. We gotta be ready. Where? What is his name?
Aldrin?
Voldrin, yeah. Voldrin, what direction?
Nice. Towards the mountain. That way. And as he kind of draws points your attention in that direction, you hear rapid, just a beat, hoof beats on the ground.
I will kick out the fire if it's still going, and beat feet for the nearest set of trees. If I'm fighting somebody on horseback, I want to be near stuff I can dive behind.
And I'm gonna quickly shift into a bird, like a raven.
Okay.
And fly up into the higher parts of the trees and see if I can see anything below us.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you fly away. And while he's doing that, what are you doing, Wizard?
Just gonna make sure that my cloak, the ethereal shroud cloak is wrapped around me, and I can be kind of like hidden.
Okay. And Kaya?
Well, seeing as my speed is halved, I'm gonna stand up.
Okay. What was that perception check?
15.
15. Flying up, looking in the direction of the approaching hoofbeats. It appears to be 3 centaurs. You can't make it out in still this dim morning light, but they are oddly shaped.
And do they seem to be approaching quickly? Like it
Rapidly.
seems full sprint. Okay.
Full sprint.
About how far out are they at this point?
You probably have about 30 seconds. They're a few hundred feet away.
Okay. I'm just gonna let out a couple caws to alert. And then I'm gonna actually stay up in the about midway up the closest tree to our camp as a raven.
Is Kaya? Did you move behind a tree or just stand up?
Well,
He only has enough speed to
if-
stand up.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I have 30 seconds, I'll eventually get behind a tree, but it ain't gonna be very quick.
If the 3 of us who are still on the ground are within 30 feet of each other, O'reltin will close his eyes, fling the censer around 2 or 3 times, and the smoke that normally emanates from it for his augury will emanate quicker, and then suck to each of the 3 of our bodies, and I will cast Bless.
Okay. Oh, bless. That is attack rolls and saving throws and ability checks?
I believe so. Makes an attack roll or saving throw.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go.
Well, if we have that 30 seconds and Kaya is gonna get behind a tree, I'm gonna say, Kaya, and I'm gonna throw a rope across from my tree to his tree, and be like we're gonna pull it tight.
Okay.
So
I'm
people-
gonna go around the tree at least once.
Okay, make a nice wizard. Are you doing a loop or are you just
it's fine.
holding onto the rope?
I'm just holding onto the rope because I'm not
Okay.
smart
That'll
enough
be
to think
great.
about that, unless
Yeah.
somebody tells me.
You are preparing. I'm going to give you guys all a surprise round because these creatures knew you were there, but are not prepared for you to be ready for them.
We
burst-
haven't been able to see them, correct? It's just been Alder that's seen them.
Correct. That's your first glimpse is as they burst out of the trees. The leading one is a small, green-skinned, sort of centaur. Instead of his lower half being that of a horse, it's a much smaller figure, and it seems to be a goblin sewn onto where the head of a wolf would have been. That same half-decayed, that embalmed fluid scent kind of washes over him as he is the first to strike the rope that Wizard and Kaya have stretched. I need Kaya. You get to make this with advantage, but I need
Regular,
opposed
bro.
athletics check or strength checks.
Great. Perfect.
No Bless.
So, oh man. Okay, cool.
Would this
So
be
just a
a
regular toss
that-
of the dice.
would this be an athletics check or a strength saving throw to see if they can resist being pulled along?
Well, this is something they are enacting, so it is a
Okay.
strength saving throw on the part of the Semitar, and then the check on their part. So what did you get, Wizard?
A 12 on mine.
12.
Well, I got a I got a 10 minus 1, so a 9.
I didn't
9?
realize you had less strength than I do.
Yeah.
Zara, you did not fail by more than 5. So you have the rope kind of pull out of your hand, and this creature stumbles a little bit. Kai, you get with the loop around the tree. It pulls, and as it pulls out of your hand, it just smacks you into the tree. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the rope is pulled free.
God.
the next two, as they're finishing their charge into the clearing, breaking through, one of them is more centaur-like, clearly a horse's body, but again, this is a human man who's been stitched on, and beyond that, what appears to be likely the head from the first centaur has been sewed to where his head may have or once was. So his wolf attached to man, attached to horse, charges in, and the next one is the body of a bear sewn on to what you're going to guess is some sort of bovine cow creature. It is the upper torso of a bear just rolling through.
Jesus.
These are fucking
And some
horrifying.
horrific
Yeah.
centaur-like creatures. You all have a surprise round against them. So let's do
remind
initiative
me
rolls, and we'll go in order.
Remind me what Bless does for us, by the way.
Gives you a D4 to attack rolls and saving throws.
So initiative, that's an ability, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Damn, that's a good roll.
So that is 7, 7, 5.
He's
Wow.
10.
Okay, so
Guy who hasn't slept in a week. Is
what
on the
we're
first.
what we're going to, you guys get an initiative roll, but then it is going to go them, and then you,
Perfect.
because you've all gotten
That
into a
tracks.
nice grouped nicely. So yeah, whatever you guys want to do. If you have combo moves, we won't worry about the order amongst yourselves. Just whenever you're ready for something, go ahead and do it.
How far, when they burst into the clearing, roughly how far are they from us?
You're in a 30-foot clearing. They make it to about the center, finishing their charge. So at most, they're within 15 feet of you at the tree line.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna. I was thinking about talking to them if they were actual centaurs, but seeing as they're clearly not, I think I'm just gonna close the distance and start wailing on them.
Okay. Are you going for the bear, the wolf man, or the goblin?
I should probably go for the bear. So I'm gonna go for the
Okay.
bear.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attacks. At advantage, because they're surprised.
Woohoo! And I will have Keeper of Oaths stowed on my back, and I will have my shield and the censure out, because that's what I was using for Bless anyway.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
Great. And then it is 2d8 plus 4. So I'm going to have 10 normal and 3 radiant damage.
Okay. That's as your censure just crashes into the side, turns and begins to face you for your second attack.
See. That is going to be a 25 to hit,
Yup.
and that is going to be 5 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of radiant.
Okay, so another 9. Okay. And anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's gonna be it for me.
Okay. You're down just 2 big blows crashing into this as it kind of wheels its ungainly, top-heavy body around to try to face you as best it can. Who's up next?
I'll come flying out of the tree, and as I'm coming down, I'll get a little closer to the ground and use my bonus action. Well, I guess not bonus action, but to shift back into my human form, and I'll land about 10 feet from the human one,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast poison spray, so I'll be about 5 feet away from him,
Okay.
and that would be 23 points of poison damage.
Is there any saving throw or anything on that?
Yeah, so creature must succeed on a
That was a
Constitution.
natural one. So you said 23 points of.
Yeah.
Okay. acid melt, and you see like the stitches and stuff that are holding on begin to pop, and the head kind of begins to sag. The flesh is burning as he again kind of wheels away from Bear to try to face you, but they still are not able to regain their feet. Is there anything else you're doing?
And then I'll just I'm good there. Just kind of prepare for
Okay.
my next.
Kai, wizard, what have you got?
I'm going to run up to whichever one's closest to me. Probably.
That would be
furthest-
the human-ish one.
Okay. And I'm going to try and stab it with my Corcut dagger.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Okay. 14.
14 hits.
Oh, sweet. Okay. And then that means I'll use 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
14 points of damage as you just leap from the tree that you were posted up at and just drive this dagger into the side, into the horse, and just slide it along. It opens up and just these semi-preserved internal organs begin to spill out. It does not scream or yell. It just kind of begins to shift. Anything else
And
you
then
doing?
I am going to use my bonus action to disengage
Okay,
and go run back
What?
behind the tree.
perfect. Kai.
Okay, so is O'reltin next to one, and then
Yes,
and
and
Alder-
Alder is
Alder next to the other?
is pretty close to the other one. But you're like 10 feet away, right?
Yeah, I was 5 feet away from the
Okay,
human
yeah,
one,
so-
and Zara is right with me. I believe we attacked the same one. So
Yeah, but
Okay.
she disengaged.
oh, she disengaged. Gotcha.
So then we have one that's by itself, one that's slightly away from Alder, and then
Mhm.
one that's right on top of. Okay, is there any way I could strategically place a fireball that could potentially hit as many as possible without hitting any friendlies?
You will
and
have to hit
preferably trees.
either to catch all three of them. You'll have to hit either O'reltin or Alder. You
Okay.
can exclude either the bear or the wolfman.
Hmm.
The other two, without
I'll ex-
hitting.
I'll exclude the bear, except what I'm going to do is I'm also going to use a meta magic option. I'm going to quicken a spell.
Okay.
And on the man wolf, I will cast Mind Sliver, which is a 17 intellect save.
Okay. -1. No, it does not succeed.
Okay. They take 3d6 of damage, which turns out to be 9.
9 points of damage.
And then I am also, with that, with my shard, I'm going to give him disadvantage on dexterity. You guessed it.
The wolfman, you throw out and cast Mind Sliver, and you watch its eyes like roll back in its head, and blood begins to pour out of its nose, and just the body slumps over. The horse body kind of runs in a quick circle, all like Alder having to step back as it crumples, and the legs continue to twitch a little bit, but it was on its last legs.
Okay.
Gadunch.
So now with Fireball, you can now move to catch just the bear and the goblin.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to give dexterity disadvantage to the goblin because the bear's already been hit, but I imagine the bear's probably more HP. Let's give it to the bear. Disadvantage. Dex disadvantage to the bear.
Dex disadvantage for the bear. That is a 12 for the bear. and a 6 for the goblin. I don't
Perfect.
think either of those succeed.
And it did not pop up with a number, 24 points fire damage.
24. Fireball detonates, giving everybody around you brief flashes of PTSD.
Not again.
The goblin are still standing, singed, and it is now their turn. The bear is going to make a full round of attacks against O'reltin because he's right there, which is a 22 to hit,
Hits.
a 21 to hit,
That hits.
and an 8.
That does not hit.
That is 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of necrotic as these from the first paw. All right, and then 10 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of necrotic from the second.
Okay.
As these two just tearing rents in your shoulder, any exposed flesh, catching sparks from these metal-studded, like replaced talons, scrape into you. You need to make Constitution saves.
Okay. With a D4. That's 12 and 7 is 19.
19 succeeds in the first one. Give me a second one.
Okay.
Unless you're immune to disease as a paladin.
I am immune to disease.
Oh, then
yeah.
don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
The second one, the Wolfman, is dead. So Goblin is going to. Let's see. It's between Alder and O'reltin are the closest ones. He's going to go towards O'reltin, and he's going to make his for full round of attacks.
Yep.
That is an 11, which misses, and a 9, which also misses. That's a 2 daggers, or no, 2. 1 dagger. He slashes out twice, just trying to cut into you, but far too weak. Just to hit the reach you're able to keep him at. He's not able to make any significant attacks. It moves back to the rest of you.
I'm pretty sure I was at the bottom of initiative.
I was at the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
So with that, Goblin looked pretty messed up. The bear was still standing. Yeah, I'm just gonna chromatic orb the goblin looking one. Plus 9. Woo. 21 to hit.
21 absolutely hits.
And let's see, it is, I'm assuming, undead. I don't have any radiant damage, so I'm gonna go with more fire.
Okay.
And second level.
As you consolidate
acid,
the
but
magical
it's not
energy
raw.
between your hands, it begins cycling and flashing different colors. Heat from flame, a static bolt of lightning crashes and strikes the ground. The morning dew begins to condense and freeze into a frost on your hands before it melts. You finally solidify into fire and release it, launching it forward, crashing into the goblin, dealing
19 fire damage.
19 and just incinerating the top half. This goblin just slumps back. The remains of this goblin onto the now burnt, furred, and charred corpse of the wolf body it was sewn to. All that's left is the bear.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Okay, then Wizard's gonna run out to that bear and do the same exact thing. Go stabby with Corkut Dagger.
Okay.
So that is... That's 14 again to hit.
14 is enough to hit. Go ahead and deal damage. You do get sneak attack because it is within 5 feet of O'reltin.
What does sneak attack is?
Yeah, it's just the extra however many d6s at your level of rogue.
You click
Oh,
on if you go click on sneak attack.
My
it sh-
sneak attack. Got
yes,
it.
it should say
yeah,
what it
you
is.
get
Okay. And with core cut, that's significant. It's 13 damage.
13 damage. It is still standing, but you sink the hilts of your dagger deep into the side and begins to like shift to face you. Is there anything else you're doing?
Using my bonus action to run away and disengage.
Disengage, run away. Okay.
And then
Alder?
I'll turn and fire a produce flame. Or sorry, no. I will get closer to it, and put again within like 5 feet of it, and just cast poison spray again.
Okay, what's up, Brian?
I just had a quick question. Is this thing a size larger than me?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to use Fury of the Small? Is that what?
I didn't this time, so Mike's already started, so we'll just let him
Next time.
finish. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and so con 17.
17. That is a natural 1.
That is 3 2s, so a total of 6 damage.
6 damage as it catches, and the fur and oils and fluids that have been used to semi-preserve this catch, and it bursts into flame. It kind of does the same thing where it starts like around before just crumpling, the stitches separating the two halves that fall to the ground. The bear takes 2 clawing pulls at the ground before just slumping. Smokey the bear is no more.
Well, that's not how I like starting my morning, but I think these
Anybody
are.
else think?
Go ahead.
Anybody else thinking this Hydra we're gonna fight isn't the Hydra at all? And I'll kick what remains of the bear.
Shifts.
Very possible. These heads may not be your typical heads that we're looking at. I think this is definitely coming from the pit. I think that's easy to say.
Wizard's gonna come out and try and slice the fur off of the bear.
Okay. It is very singed and burnt. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
19.
19. That is
Best
pretty good.
roll
You
of the night.
start very quickly, like starting to break down this bear. It would take you a couple minutes to get all of it, but you can get a pretty sizable square of bear pelt off the back in just a few moments. Cool. Yeah.
Bauer, you
quick
still
clean
need
cuts.
some rest?
I mean, yeah, but it's gonna take more than just a couple hours. That's fine. I'm good to go.
Well, after this fucking abomination pit, the next thing we know about is volcano, right? So, if you're not, you're not gonna be ship shape, but you need to be closer to ship shape than you are right now, right?
No, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm a little,
Gar
like,
begins
little,
dancing.
Yeah.
little, yeah.
A little
All
jig.
right, you look like you're doing good. Never seen you this happy before in my life.
I really don't know what's going on here.
Heels jump up and your heels tap together.
I don't know.
Apparently,
If I
I'm
like this
feeling
side.
pretty fucking jolly.
All
You know
right,
what?
well, if you're
You know what we could do if we want to rest and not have people come at us? if we just take these bodies and put them in a circle and then hide inside the circle, nobody will notice we're there. All the things that'll come at you will just think it's the dead bodies.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I'm not really in love with it.
It's a little morbid.
Yeah.
Even more
Smell.
morbid if you consider that he just finished breaking down like a large portion of the bear, and this partially decayed. Wizard is covered in gore. Like
Viscera.
at a certain point, to get a portion of the fur like finished
What the
cutting
fuck?
off, you're
What?
standing.
Andrew just went
in-
demonic. What the fuck just happened?
Your camera just went with your head.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That was horror movie shit right there.
Literally describing gore and then fucking.
So she's standing in the opened back of a half-decayed bear while telling you just to hide the bodies.
Also, to point out, this thing seems to be taking anything that's dead and turning it into one of these things. So maybe travelers won't stop, but whatever it is that's taking dead bodies will.
That's a good point. I want my head attached to my neck when I wake up. So, if Bauer says he's fine, let's put that to the test, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Should we start at the pit?
Yeah. Did you see the hut that was up the hill from it?
I don't think I did.
You had not. That's the reason that O'reltin was able to see is because you were positioned higher
20
up
feet
with your
higher.
scrying orb.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see a hut, but where'd you see it?
It's like if you're looking down on the pit, just directly up the mountain from it. Behind a big old copse of trees, and didn't look like it was entirely finished, but
So yeah, that
to
might have been just outside my range.
whoever's building their summer home that close to a corpse pit probably knows a thing or two about it.
Well, looks like we got direction then.
Yeah.
Anybody hungry after all that?
I'm starved.
Well, there's half a decayed bear over there if you'd like it.
I go to take a bite.
Okay,
Me want bite.
give me a Constitution saving throw. Like in Baldur's Gate, when you find the dead spider and you can choose to lick it.
Stop licking it.
15.
15. A bit gamey. Wizard, you've probably eaten worse. Like,
Yeah, probably.
it has a very pickly aftertaste. It's been brined.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
That was,
Oh.
I was joking, man.
Need some like mushrooms or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Let's get
that
out of here.
tells me I'm not hungry. I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk over as we're getting ready to leave towards the goblin and just see if its ears are still there. If it's completely fried, I'll just leave them. But
It has. We'll say. Let's do this. It has one of its ears.
take that one ear.
Okay. Boldrin helps break down the camp, get everything put together. Hey, so I'm gonna hang back a ways. That's whatever this is. I'll wait till you give me the go-ahead to catch up. For now, I'll take the gear and the equipment and just lay low. Got a few tricks to keep these things off me.
Sounds good.
Well,
Where we
hope
go?
we see you. And I'll start leading the group towards the pit.
Okay.
Wizard says, I'll catch up in a minute. And is gonna hang back.
Okay. It'll take just a few minutes to get to the pit itself, where it's a few hundred feet away. But what is Wizard doing?
Wizard's gonna crouch and take a shit on the goblin.
Okay. Boldred politely like averts his gaze. Like just kind of keeps his head down while he packs everything out of the cart and pulls it off to the bushes.
Fuck this goblin.
Here I am thinking we're gonna get some backstory.
Just
Hey,
shit.
It's part of the
Kind of
backstory.
did a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
a back end story for sure.
Back in. Okay. The rest of you making it to the corpse bed where you know it to be. Boulder, the smell hits you first. It is, again, just rotted, fetid flesh. And it washes over you.
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, it's a pit of dead bodies. I don't know what you're expecting.
Worst
Oh.
person. Jesus.
Make a survival nature check really quick, Alder.
It was gonna be so good. A survival or a nature?
Either or.
Okay, survival I'll do, and that's a 15.
It does not make sense that the smell is like washing over you because the wind is like at your backs. Whatever smells that bad is coming from where you just came from.
Gotcha. And I'll just kind of sit for a second and go, actually, that's coming from behind us. And I'll turn around and see if we see Zard walking up. I
Wizard
guess.
runs back up. And then, for the not just comedic purposes of that, the smell of the actual pit washes over. It is much worse. But I saw an opportunity and I had to take it.
Fair. Oh, there's the actual smell. Yeah, we're close.
Makes your eyes water, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not great.
A tavern doesn't smell this bad.
Again, a tavern's not full of dead bodies.
Yeah, but the tavern toilet is. I was gonna call it something else, but I don't remember what it's called.
Privy? The loo?
Yeah, I don't know, something.
The pit itself comes into sight, and again, the pile of like half logs thrown into a pile, clearly from this part of the forest that has been cleared, and a very clear path where these logs are being dragged one at a time up towards the mountain.
I want to step over to there a little closer now, like the direction that it's obviously being dragged to, and see if I can find any prints. If it's like typical footprints, or if it's like the claw prints that I saw before.
Immediately visible, huge clawed. Give me a survival check.
25.
25. So, yes, a draconic style footprint that you would expect to see from a hydra or a dragon or something of the like. But around it, and oddly, with a 25, the timing lines up where there's the face of a humanoid that all seem to match up with like the timelines of this larger creature, as though it is traveling with or leading or following some order. This beast is a person.
Hey, it looks like we got two things here. I only noticed the big prints like this, and I'll point one out, the first time I came here, but it almost seems like something like a human has this thing as a pet.
Wouldn't he have been stalking it? Somebody else was hunting this before we got here?
I don't know, these prints are aligned well enough to seem like they're walking together.
Okay, well, maybe we're taking on Hydra and his owner then, huh?
Very possible. Can I walk over to the pit and I'm just gonna actually get a better look than what I had before and see if I see any fresher bodies?
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hold my hands out in two small dots of shadow appear on my fingers, and I jam them up my nose as I cast resistance, giving myself benefit to con saves. And I'm gonna go over to the pit as well.
Yeah. Give me perception checks.
11.
21.
1. Alder, you don't have quite the same resistance to the smell as O'reltin does. Your eyes are watering. It's hard to really get a bead on anything. O'reltin, you notice in and amongst all of the decaying flesh, there are like the hand poking out that still has like a pink tone to it. Something that would mean they cannot have been dead for more than a few days.
And that was a dwarvish hand, if I remember right.
Yeah, it is a dwarvish hand.
I will, if I can, I will actually grab the hand and pull it out. This couldn't have been from one of our missing party members, could it?
It is attached as you pull, and it shifts.
Oh.
And you pull most of a dwarf out of the pile, head hanging lifelessly. He has like a leather traveling tunic at his belt, 2 small hand axes on each hip, one on each hip, and a small purse.
Can I, trying to find any variety of identification, I guess, can I go through his purse? Maybe like a photo from a significant other or something in there?
Pulling that off of his belt and setting it back down on kind of the edge of the pit. There's 8 gold coins. There's not any like personal effects, but there is a ring with a symbol, and it looks like it's like the compass rose. I forgot what that was called.
Like the cardinal directions thing?
Yeah, the cardinal directions. There's a signet that he has in that bag.
I'll look over at Alder. What do you think? These our guys?
I mean, we didn't get much of a description, but there was 2 dwarves, so it looks fresh enough.
I'll when you say that there's a pile of like unfinished lumber, is it it's processed into planks, or they're just big trunks of trees?
Like they're partially milled, so it's like they've taken the whole tree, stripped it of branches, and then cut them in half. So it is semicircle logs.
Okay. In that case, I'll see if I can't find a large stick or something, because I don't want to put my sword in there, but I'll just try and root through the rest of the pit to see if I can't find any other recent additions.
I
We'll
can-
go
Did you happen
on.
to Did you happen to find a map?
No, 8 gold, a signet ring, no map, not yet.
I can help. What are we looking for?
Although, can I take the signet ring?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
And you
Anybody
just said
gonna respond to Wizard?
Sorry, I was waiting for that. What do you mean, wizard? How are you planning to help?
And Wizard just jumps into the pile.
Yep. You
I should have known.
to roll myself a con save.
you land on like the chest of what you're guessing is another bear that is far gone, and you just kind of sink to the waist.
We're looking for a map.
Okay. I'm gonna search around for
Give me a
any item
perception
that can
check
hold
at
a map.
advantage. Yeah.
And you said perception, right?
Yes.
That's with advantage too. That's 17.
17. Because you're down in there, you're going through, and anything that looks like it might hold a map, you're just tossing up onto the top of the pit at the feet of O'reltin. And so there's like a book hits the ground that you find like a small tube, like a scroll case, and you pull it and throw it as it comes loose, and O'reltin, the scroll case with like half of a slender arm attached, like lands in front of you, and still holding onto the scroll case. And then like two other small pouches before Wizard, you have pretty thoroughly rooted through.
Need to come up for air at very least.
Yeah.
As these purses start getting thrown out, I'm gonna cast detect magic and just see if I can find any magic in the general radius there.
The scroll case is emanating some magic. But other than that, there's no other magic items.
Okay.
I will start sifting through the items that are thrown up. Probably as they come up, so start with the book.
The book is there's a few pages. It seems to be a new journal somebody bought. But it is. Do you speak Dwarvish?
You say Dwarvish?
Yeah.
I do not. No.
It is written in Dwarvish, but
I can't
you're not
read
sure
that.
what it would.
I do. I can speak Dwarvish.
I don't know if this is Dwarvish. I can't read this.
Oh.
And I just throw it on the ground.
Okay.
And I guess I'll open up the scroll case next.
Yeah, scroll case pops open. It takes some fiddling, but inside there is a scroll that has been protected as a magical scroll. At 1 second. Sorry. Trying to find which scroll it is. Yeah, it's sealed with a wax stamp that has like two people half overlap standing next to each other.
That's got to be magical of some variety, right? Hey, Bauer? Or whoever? I'm probably not going to use this.
No. All right. Don't think I have anything to actually know what that is, so.
And then those are the only two that were thrown up, right?
And then there were two more purses that just contain, between the two of them, about 18 more gold in assorted coinage.
I'm not going to
and then
take
one other
gold.
one that has the same signet ring.
And when Alder cast Detect Magic, the rings didn't come up magical, right?
No, not at all.
I'll bet you this was, I don't want to say uniform, but like an identifying factor for this group.
Yeah, if there's multiple, then it's not
I'd
looking
assume so.
not
Yeah.
looking too good for the party.
No, I think we found them.
Because my curiosity got the better of me. I want to read that fucking book that got put off the set. Or the Dwarvish
Go ahead.
note or whatever it was.
Okay. You go and pick it up.
While they're digging through things and reading, Wizard's gonna be collecting ears of everything.
Just any
Goblin
ears?
or otherwise.
Okay.
I mean, he noticed that, we were collecting ears, so
You do get 3 goblin ears,
Woo!
We go 4 bear ears, 2 dwarven ears. Which that one's on the edge of. Well, we'll off on the dwarven ears because that one's on the edge of the things. You'd have to cut those off in front of them. Yeah, we'll get you. You get a pretty fine pile of ears going on.
Okay. I'm just gonna skewer them through a line and hang it around my neck while I collect them. Continue.
Kaya, you are picking up the journal.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pretty. Starts off pretty generically, talking about how, B told me to start writing down my thoughts while I'm out with the crew. It's stupid, but she says it'll help me organize my thoughts, and maybe I'll get some good stories out of it. Goes on to detail how he and his party were contracted to map out the mountain for some fucking reason, but it paid well, and he's been around here plenty of times with this group, and so not a problem. It doesn't get really interesting until he starts noting that, as they approach the mountain and actually enter the caves, there are weird noises and sounds echoing through at all hours, that they've encountered some strange half-made creatures, spiders and rats sewn together, that are moving oddly and strangely. It's just something is wrong. They occasionally feel like they can hear voices echoing from further down in the caverns.
Okay.
As soon as Sahira's done with this fucking map, he just wants, I can't wait to be home.
So
There's no other entries.
it looked like the map, they were actually trying to make it.
It wasn't a map to something. It was they were mapping out the mountain.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Sahir, I think, was the name. Flip back here,
Sahira.
but
Yeah.
Sahira.
Okay.
That's who was making the map. Otherwise, a bunch of other put together things inside the caves, and some voices they heard. So
Well, if that's the case, give me just a minute. And O'reltin will go back down into the pose where he normally sits to meditate and pray. But instead of smoke coming out like they normally do, smoke kind of starts falling from his closed eyes, and he'll cast Locate Object as he concentrates on the name Sahir and a map of this mountain being made.
Okay. And I believe it just kind of gives you the direction and distance within.
It sends the direction to an object's location as long as it's within 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually in the direction of the half-finished cabin that you'd seen before. But a little bit farther, not it in the cabin itself. You get a sense that it is
Past.
further in. Yeah.
I will relay that. I think map we're looking for is on the other side of that cabin, up the mountain.
Oh.
So maybe we stop by and meet the proprietor of the establishment.
well, and if we're going to be going inside, that map might be very useful.
Depending
And
on how
then-
much they got done.
Wizard starts to crawl out of the pit with a bunch of ears attached to their neck and walks over to Alder and goes, "For your collection!" and drops it right
Oh.
at their feet.
Thank you so much, sir. This is a lot of great variety, but I'm particular on what I'm looking for, so I'll just pick these other ones off, and you can keep them if you'd like.
What are you looking for?
I'm sure you'd probably be real interested.
Yeah, the goblin ears.
Oh, okay, good. We'll collect goblin ears.
I'll lean into Alder as our disengages from the conversation. I don't think I've ever seen them smile that big.
Yeah, that's a bit creepy.
Yeah. Maybe there's a little bit of a story there.
Yeah, there's gotta be. Seems odd to hate something that much.
I don't know. We all have a little bit of self-loathing, don't we?
That's true. Say, do you think these logs are to finish the cabin? You said it wasn't quite done, right?
Yeah, it didn't look like it, so that's what I'm assuming.
Well,
I apologize. I'm gonna change one thing. On the wax scroll, instead of being the two like human figures like overlapping, I'm gonna say it looks like a stone has been drawn with like a flame drawn around it, like a tail.
Cool.
Okay.
And Bauer, you took that, right?
Yes. I will.
well, it's definitely not gonna be the safest up there. It's not just a human, so just gotta be on top of our game.
I'm with you on that. Shall we then?
Yeah. And I'm just gonna tuck away the necklace of ears and deal with that later.
Okay. Just into a bag?
Yeah, just my bag. I'll just in
Okay.
an
And with all
extra
your other stuff.
an extra pocket on the side. It's just
Sure, the extra ear pocket you
Yeah.
have.
Sure, it's waterproof.
I'll take everything out of a side pocket and move it into the main pocket.
Ugh. Okay. And then you begin to head up the mountain towards the cabin?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything specific you're doing as you approach?
Kaya's still kind of dawdling in the back, a little slow, just trying to get some stretches in.
I'm just gonna keep my ear out for anything around us, not directly in front of us.
Okay.
I'm as we get closer to the cabin, I'll drop back and tap Bauer on the shoulder and say, I know you're 100%, but stick with us. We'll get a nap after this, and I'll cast Warding Bond on him.
Okay.
So you have +1 bonus to your AC and saving throws, and you have resistance to all damage.
Fuck yeah. All right.
But every bit of damage you take, I take. So,
I tend to take a lot of damage.
yep. You'll take half of it, and I'll join you.
Okay. Alder, keeping your ear out, you realize it has gotten silent as you've approached the cabin. Even the ambient sound of birds and forest creatures has just faded.
Really quiet. I think we're close.
Ooh.
And I'll actually kind of do the same thing that O'reltin did with Kaya and just step over and just say, hey,
Yeah.
you got me, I got you. And I'll tap him on the shoulder and I'll cast protection from evil and good.
It'd be amazing if you just also cast Warding Bond, because O'reltin hadn't discussed it with you, and so it doesn't do anything additional for Kaya. It just makes
It
it
just
so
does
anytime
more
he gets
damage.
hit, all three of you are taking damage.
Yeah,
the
so
the perfect no meta. Somebody's like, oh, I'm not doing that too, and that's if I didn't hear him do it, then boop,
Yeah,
change
do it
the whole
anyway.
party together.
Yep.
What does the protection from good and evil do?
So it's for up to 10 minutes while I'm concentrating. You're protected from aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And those creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. And if you are, I guess that one doesn't matter. So, and
Okay.
the target has advantage on any new saving throws against the relevant effect. So,
Sounds good.
To the cabin.
Getting up to the cabin, still no noise, no apparent presence. The wall facing you is only partially built, and you can see in where there are stacks of crates, all emblazoned with a crest. There's like not a tent, like a bed set up with a tarp stretched over it, so it's not fully exposed. Underneath the half-constructed roof, there is a table on one side that has like another tarp stretched over it that has just been splattered with blood and gore. There's tools and equipment kind of haphazardly scattered about. But otherwise, there's nobody. You actually notice there's a small layer of dust, as though it's been a few days since anybody's been present.
You said there was a crest on the box. Does it look familiar at all?
Yeah, do any of you know what the Nalbarindian flag looks like?
don't believe I do actually.
Because your Alder might not, and Wizard wouldn't, but Kai
I was going to
and
say, I
O'reltin
probably have seen it at one point, yeah.
Yeah.
would be. It is the sign of the Nalbarindian Empire.
Alderand.
Why would that be down here?
Because we're south, right?
Yeah.
Way south.
Yeah, the Nalbrand.
I mean, trade is a thing.
Right, but I mean, if you look at all these boxes, they're all
Melbournian, yeah.
yeah.
Hey Zar. You want to give us a little peek-see and see if this place is safe? Half
Sure.
built next to a corpse pit. I'm just a little sketched.
Yeah. Gonna pull my ethereal cloak over and just ghost into the cabin.
Phase through the wall. Yeah, nothing new. Nobody around. I suppose you don't have to give me a perception check. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I'm gonna look around for any people, anything that I think might be worth money or worth usability. Don't give a crap about books, so if there's
Yeah,
books, I'm not going to note that.
There's a few next to the bedroll in the corner. I mean, there's a few like scalpels, which I mean are just as
Sharp.
useful as any knife. Yeah, they're sharp. There's a couple like large serrated saws. You probably wouldn't know this, but like bone saws. Like there's some sharp pointy stuff. There's old jars that have like next to that tarped table that have different organs that are preserved in fluid. There's an open case that contains spools of thread and like little pouches of just random things. You're not a spellcaster, so you wouldn't recognize them for what they are, but
I'm just gonna phase my way back out. This guy's got a collection too, kind of like the ears, but with other body parts.
Hmm.
And then there's some sharp things in there, and some saws, and some like little tiny knives.
Like
And-
traps?
No, like tools.
Oh. Were there any traps?
I didn't look for traps. Should I go look for traps?
No, I got it, and I'll just step in through a
Yeah.
through a hole in the wall.
The door that it just kind of pushes open. The latch hasn't been completed. Oh no, it's like it will eventually be a pretty nice cabin if it wasn't for all of the body parts. But yeah, a very similar scene. Again, there are a couple books that are on a small table next to the bed. This person has set up. The crates themselves, some of them are open and again contain like spell components and spools and spools of like black thread.
Black. That's specific to anything. I, unlike Czar, will sift through the books. Not reading in depth or anything, but I want to know if they're spell books or they're journals or they're medical diagrams or what.
Mostly medical diagrams that are all drawn into a sketchbook as though they're his personal notes. Lots of like butcher markings on like where you would make certain cuts to take something apart.
Sorry, that black thread, does it I guess I didn't get super close to any of the bodies, but does it look like the same thread that was potentially like sewed together the pieces?
Yeah, exactly the same. A very heavy duty black thread. Jump out at you specifically would be like in one of the pages as you kind of flipped through these medical diagrams, there's a letter tucked into it. Again, there's a broken wax seal on it that has the crest of the Albarendian Empire.
That seems important. I'll flip that open and read that.
In a very fine handwriting, it says, "To the alchemist of the Palingrove Mountain, long have I admired your work. Not the fearful ability you have of taking things apart, but the inspired act of putting them together in ways that best suit your needs. Take these gifts so that your creations might live up to the potential that I see in you. I hope that when the time comes, you'll repay the favor that I'm providing here. Aside from supplies and tools and the equipment you'll need to carry out your work, I've brought to you 5 gifts, which I hope you'll use to make your magnum opus, as it were. Fresh kills from the Dragonspine Mountains. With my respect as a fellow scholar, Victoria."
Well, I don't know who Victoria is, but that seems important. I'll pass it around to anybody else who wants to read it, and stow it in my bag after they're done.
Five gifts from the dragon spire. What is it? The spine?
The
Dragonspine
Mountains. It's a range
I can
far north by what is the town up there? You know what that town is, Power?
Albert? In Albert?
It's in Auburn, yeah.
Or like the. God damn it! Now I gotta pull up a map.
Aldrich's Bastion, Lakeside.
Aldrich's Bastion's what I'm thinking of.
Aldrich's Bastion.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking this Hydra was probably the 5 gifts.
Like
That's a
the
good thought.
heads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I see if I can't rack the recesses of my brain to see if I remember what kind of dangerous things live in the Dragonspine Mountains.
Yeah, give me a history check.
Okay. 16.
16. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different like dire creatures, but most specifically, the Dragonspine Mountains are one of the most heavily populated areas of dragons themselves. That claim the many varied peaks of the mountains.
I'll bet you've got dragons' heads on a dragon's body for all sorts of different types of dragons.
Yeah. Also, Victoria, wasn't that one of Vala's sisters?
Yeah. She wasn't the mind, was she?
I don't remember
I can
there.
never
but
keep. Yeah, I can never keep the
too many
name straight.
sisters. But look, I mean, it makes sense, right? An Alder Indian Empire, and the name Victoria. I mean, it lines up.
Yeah. I mean, I buy it. I just don't know what we can do about it from here.
I mean, there's not a whole lot we can do about it, but maybe we could find somebody to get a message over to her. Maybe it's of some sort of significance to her. I know her
Let's see
and
if we-
Ven were having a go about some coup or something. I don't know.
See if we can't figure out some ill intent, right? Because at the moment she's just sending supplies to some kooky alchemist in the hills.
Dragon body parts. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and animal parts. I don't think that's illegal, is it? If was
I mean,
to
I'm not
ship
saying
somebody
it's
a pelt.
illegal, but yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
no man,
that.
it's real weird. It's real weird. But yeah, let's take care of the problem first, and then maybe we'll let her
Right.
know.
Were any of the boxes open, or were they all open?
One of them, there was one that was like still open, and that one was mostly full of just thread and spell components. Are you cracking into some of the other ones?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and crack open.
Crack on.
Okay. Pretty easy. You pop open. One of them is full of just food, like supply rations.
I'm gonna start
There's
eating some.
Another one, as you crack it open, is mostly like office supplies. There's empty journals. There's ink and quills and like equipment like that. A few different texts on physiology of different creatures. And then there is one that, as you open it up, is like a straw packed, and within it, there's a large, like a metal case, which is cold to the touch.
What's this?
That's a case, it looks like.
Can I try and open up the case?
Yeah, pulling it out. It is large. It kind of like a large cooler, not a large cooler, but a good-sized cooler. And you pull it out, and it has two latches that you flip. And as you open it up, like frosty smoke kind of pours out, like dry ice fog. And you push it open, and inside there are two preserved like corpses that have been like folded on themselves to fit into this.
See that. I can't imagine that being legal.
And they're like humanoid-looking corpses. Yes.
They are both halflings.
Oh.
It fits into. I mean, it's easier to fit halflings into a cooler. I'm not saying that from experience. It's just math.
That's just math.
Yeah, see, I can't imagine that being legal.
Yeah, that's outside the bounds of morality there. if I were to inspect the halfling corpses, I assume there is nothing on them, right? They're just
Yeah, there.
no identifying features, no. They didn't send their
Just-
IDs with them.
Yep, just 2 frozen corpses and a magical box of colding.
I like it.
I don't want to
Kyle's
sound
gonna
callous,
take-
but that seems useful.
I was gonna be looking over at the cooler. You realize how much alcohol you could shove into this thing, and it would just
Or-
always be cold.
And O'reltin reaches in and grabs some of the dry rations and it tears off a hunk. You don't have to eat this garbage all the time.
True.
Alder,
Cool.
this conversation's going on, and you're looking, and just like the halfling frozen eyes are just open and staring at you.
Maybe we. I don't know.
Take the
deal with
bodies out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably a good idea.
Thank you.
Do we have
Don't fit much in there with bodies in there.
like an hour to burn, don't we? And give Bauer a little bit of shut eye, and I can check something off my list real quick.
I'll look
well-
up at the mountain.
You know-
Still just smoking. It has begun to smoke a little bit more, but not like a noticeable, not a crazy difference.
You know, as much as I'd love to get sleep, he's gonna go grab one of the journals and one of the quills and start taking inventory of what was here.
Okay.
O'reltin's going to, probably at the same time, heft the 2 halfling corpses back down the mountain to the pit, and I will start digging 2 shallow graves next to the pit, and I will spend the remainder of that hour casting. I'm gonna forget it. It's the one where I can hold a funeral
Ceremony.
ceremony. Thank you.
Okay.
And I know
So
it.
you can also do a wedding if you wanted to marry the 2.
I'm gonna need consent first, and that's real hard between 2 corpses. So we're just gonna bury him
Speak
like
with dead.
normal. Yeah. And I know the funeral rite says you touch 1 corpse, but I will do my best, considering this is all for fluff, to do a funeral rite for every being in the pit, as well as the new 2 halflings.
Make a religion check.
These 19.
19. That's you, Neil, and they've thawed enough. They've thawed to the point that you're able to take both halflings' hands in your own and begin to pray. You focus, and Kai, you feel this as well, even from up in the cabin. Something tremendous, something divine, descends on the side of the mountain. If anybody was able to see O'reltin, he has been, as he is performing this ceremony, wreathed in shadows. As List herself descends to assist you in blessing all of these different bodies. Things that, well, death is not our domain. These people and creatures that all died to serve some secret purpose touches on hers. At the end of the hour, you look up. You catch a glimpse of an old tabaxi who leans on his staff, and he nods at you from beneath his hood before stepping and just kind of fading back into the line of trees.
It was a normal-sized tabaxi, standing just on the clearing.
Yeah, just like on the other side of the pit. And as you finished the funeral, he nodded and just kind of faded and disappeared. He turned and walk away from you. He just...
And did he fade? Like, Did he fade visibly, like from existence, or he was just very stealthy as he went?
No,
in the
like
trees?
physically, like he like nodded and just magically just.
Okay, I guess that happened. I will stand up and nod to the corpses like I did to the tabaxi, and head back up the mountain. I also didn't read the entirety of Funeral Rite. It does say if you do it the traditional way, the target can't become undead by any means short of a wish spell for the next 7 days. Being as we did it for an entire pit of corpses, I'll let you decide whether that goes into effect or not. But
Okay.
just want to make you aware.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
When I get back up to the cabin, there was some hooded tabaxi on the edge of the pit down there. It just kind of fucked off, but yeah, I guess do with that information what you will.
Did they seem threatening?
Oh, kind of the
O'reltin?
opposite. Just leaning on his staff, gave me a nod, and done pissadeered.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can go after him if you want.
I think just more of a keep your head on a swivel type thing.
Sounds good. During this whole hour, I would like to just be kind of surveying around the camp or the cabin, and just seeing if I can see like the dragon feet nesting or appearing to nest somewhere, like for bed or anything along
There
those lines.
is a pretty clear path in towards the mountain. You actually see it's almost a canyon where where as you approach, walls kind of widen out, and you see in the distance a cave, and the tracks clearly lead into that cave. And given your knowledge of the area and your tree stride giving you kind of a visual readout of the terrain, probably one of the main ways to get into the mountain.
Okay. Well, are you done? Everything you need
I'm
to do?
finished. Yeah. I don't know, where's Bauer at?
So after about 15 minutes of taking inventory, he's out like a light. He's found a corner and gone to sleep.
I'll make sure that I lean up against him while he's sleeping.
Okay. Undisturbed. Doesn't get rid of exhaustion, unfortunately. But you and a wizard can take a short rest.
Well, whenever we feel ready to wake him. Fortunately, I think the dragon is right where we need to go.
That's great. 2 birds, 1 stone. Almost sucks to wake him up, though.
Yeah, and while it doesn't look like anybody's been around here for a while, I don't want to stick around too long.
And I don't feel like you and I can fight a 5-headed dragon on our own. All due respect.
I mean, you look pretty tough, but I might need more help.
1-headed dragon here. I guess I will, delaying as long as I can, dragging my feet, I will go over and shake Bauer's shoulder.
Yeah, I wasn't sleeping. I was taking notes.
Yeah,
You know,
shut up, let's go.
All right. Where'd the mobile
Okay.
fridge go?
Oh, Zara's also going to, while Bauer was taking notes, gonna throw as many of the rations as I can into my bag.
You can get all of them into your bag.
Cool.
That's, you have effectively 2.5 full months of travel rations.
Sweet.
Okay. Heading up into the mountain.
Yep, into the cave that Alder found.
As
Hey,
you
Zar.
approach.
Sorry, real quick.
No,
Zar,
no, you're good. Yeah.
does this fit in your bag too? The cooler.
I try and throw it in my bag.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It takes a bit, but he presses down into the.
Okay.
Perfect. Hold on to that for me. Thanks.
Thank List. I thought that was an extra dimensional space inside that cooler. You had me panicked for a second.
Fine. What's the problem with that?
You never heard?
No?
Pray you never do.
No, let's touch on that. What's wrong?
If you put an extra dimensional space inside of an extra dimensional space, like this is Magic 101, guys. Big implosion, that thing kind of thing can't happen. You've never heard of this?
No, Forest Boy, remember?
Yeah,
I figured
went
you
to
touched
jail
on a
very
little bit of
young.
magic.
But-
Right.
Thanks for the info.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all learned something today.
It is at this point, as you're approaching the cave, you hear deep, labored breathing.
That's not good.
Does this labored breathing sound very large or very like,
Oh,
average? Okay.
Huge.
Just making sure.
Overlapping, though there are several things, massive things, breathing.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Appreciate that.
Okay. I will need stealth checks from everybody. With your plus
great.
At disadvantage for me.
With your plus what?
10
Plus
from
10.
Pass Without a Trace.
Jesus
Um,
Christ, I'm rolling so
I'm gonna go ahead and not that it's gonna make that much of a difference, but I'm gonna go ahead and cast invisibility on myself as well.
Okay. So you get to roll with advantage.
So I already have advantage, which I'd have disadvantage because I'm exhausted. But I figure invisibility would give me just that extra touch of
Okay, we'll give
know.
you advantage. We'll say your advantage and disadvantage balance each other out. So invisibility puts you back into advantage.
all right, I'll take that. Oh, that's a natural one.
Oh.
Okay, that's a little better.
15.
15?
15
Yeah.
plus 10. Ooh.
17
O'reltin?
at plus 10.
17.
24.
Hey,
With House Without a
24.
Trace, I cannot get below a 21.
Okay. You just round the corner and the cave comes into full view. I do have a map, so if you guys want to go into the battle map.
I'm gonna go ahead
I love
and
maps.
change some song here.
I think it's very appropriately named. So long, friend.
How about
Yeah,
the
I got
serpent
you.
awaits?
It's been so long since we've done this, I don't remember how to get into the maps.
You hit the
I've
play
seen
button
this
at the top
picture.
right, next to
Yeah.
your campaign.
Yeah, thanks.
And then if you drop your tokens, you'll be at the intersection leading up to that cave.
I gotta find my token again.
Oh, okay, it didn't let me drop mine in there.
And those are appropriately sized.
Nick.
Jesus.
I guess I
You
should probably
round
go in front.
the corner. I do need to know what order you're in.
would assume I'm leading because I have.
I would be second in line.
Before we go in, I am gonna pull an item from my bag.
I got you on the board, Will.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And I grabbed this one.
Okay.
7 of clubs.
Drawing cards makes me very nervous.
My question is,
shit,
how many
alright.
of those do I have?
So we'll say that's a pouch of them, and we'll say you have 10.
10. Okay.
Doesn't make me nervous at all.
How long did that? Sorry, I'm about to sneeze, and I'm trying to not. Yep, the ward.
Warding bond is what you're talking about, and it only lasts for an hour.
Yeah, my stuff's already gone.
Okay.
It is within 50 feet of the cave. You're all moving, kind of encapsulated in shadow from the pass without a trace. But Alder, you realize that the labored breathing is not from a sleeping creature, but from something that takes up the entirety of the cave in front of you. And it is looking directly at you. As the 5 multicolored heads of the stitched Hydra raise up to look at you. I need initiative.
I don't think we're hidden anymore.
Speak
Okay.
for yourself. Since I'm invisible, like God, please don't have true sight.
16 for me.
Disadvantage. Okay, not bad.
My best initiative on this character at 14.
18.
17.
Look at that, I'm still last.
Sorry, 17 for Kaya. What was it for Alder?
14.
14. And Gabi, you were at what? Sorry,
18.
Wizard, you were 18. Okay. Wizard, we start with you. That's you are at the back. You're about 60 feet from the Hydra.
Well, I'm gonna look at this little like pouch of whatever I have just pulled from my bag, pull out the tiniest little seed, and be like, and kind of chuck it in that direction while I pull out my rapier to prepare it. So,
Okay.
the seed.
Okay.
Let me know if I can get it to land near this dragon things.
It lands, and the plant life around it bursts into life and begins to grasp at the Hydra. It doesn't restrain it by itself, but any attempts to restrain or slow the creature will have advantage.
Okay, cool.
And it does have to make a strength throw or saving throw on each of its turns, or else it also have its speed reduced by 10.
Sweet. Okay.
Okay. Anything else from Wizard?
No, I'm not a frontliner.
Okay. Power.
Yeah. Bauer is invisible and is hoping to kind of stay that way, but I don't think it's going to happen. Roughly 60 feet away. So
You are, yeah.
he is going to take his 15 feet of movement. Fuck. And pretty much just get to the other side. Like, I'm not walking forward, I'm just walking parallel. And he's just gonna get to the other side of the road, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, this is bad. Can you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna hold my action in an attempt to maybe like sync up with O'reltin on his turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a we'll go from there. It might change depending on what he does, but I've got something in mind.
Okay. Which takes us to O'reltin.
O'reltin is going to, seeing as he's been made, he'll stow his censure and his shield, and as he stows his shield, he pulls out the long sword, and as he pulls it up into like that two-handed fighting position, shadows pull out of the earth around him in about a 10-foot radius, and they form up into shapes of the corpses that I had just performed a funeral rite for, but all in black and gray. And I run at the dragon, and the shadows run with me, but they run twice as fast. And as they get like out to that 10-foot radius, they disappear, and more come in from 10 feet behind me, and they just keep rushing and rushing past me. And I get as close to the dragon as I can, and cast Spirit Shroud.
Giving Aragorn.
Yeah.
30 feet, I believe, puts you. Let's see. Right here.
Can I go over? Where's my pointer? Can I go over this section of red?
Yeah, that's just like.
If I was to go directly this way?
trees. Yes.
Okay.
Which would put.
Okay, so it did change up a little bit
there.
Yeah.
Right there. Yep. Oop. I'm not trying to move the map. I'm trying to move me.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
So I guess what's going to happen then, as you see the shadow and the darkness come out from O'reltin and the figures running forward. Out from those shadows, you'll see some tendrils peel off, and I don't know where my thing is. Not dropping. These like rocks over here, those boulders.
Okay.
Gonna take one of those huge boulders, and the shadow's going to enshroud around it, and that boulder is going to form legs and arms and stand up in front of the Hydra. And then two small rocks are going to do the same thing, like baseball size.
So what is this?
Animate objects. Just decided to throw a little flair into it.
I love it. And I just realized that Spirit Shroud is a bonus action, so I'm going to use my action to go the rest of the distance towards the Hydra, if that's okay.
Okay, you're just going to settle up. I'm going to
Dash.
use this Earth Elemental as... your big rock, and then I know it's not quite right, but we've got two awakened shrubs that I'll say
Yeah, that's fine.
as stand-ins for your little rocks that get up and preparing it. They will act on your initiative. We'll just say that for ease.
As a bonus action, you can mentally command the creature with this spell within 500 feet of you. If you control multiple creatures, you can command any or all of them at the same time. Issuing them a command, you decide which action the creature will take and where it will be during its next turn, or you can issue a general command.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Works for me.
Holy fuck. There's a lot to read on this. I did not realize. Okay, so it is going to which I then come out of invisibility. And if it's possible, could I have it attack this turn where it's technically not my turn?
Do you want to be moved in initiative to just behind O'reltin? If you're okay with that, if we
Yeah,
move
that
you in
should be fine.
initiative, then
That should be fine.
So
That should be fine.
I'll move you down between O'reltin and Alder. There we
Yeah,
go.
that should be fine.
And go ahead and
Like say zero energy. Okay.
and then Alder, you are next. So
You command it to attack. It can make a single melee attack within 35 feet of it. Makes a slam attack with an attack bonus to bludgeoning damage determined by its size. The GM might be specific objects. Sure. There's a lot to read on this. Holy fuck. So it is a bonus action to command them as to what to do. So my bonus action is going to be continually attack a Hydra.
okay. So
So
go ahead
that
and
way
make
I
3
have
attacks.
a bonus action later. So for the
Nice.
huge, so this is the big one. That one, that's a 17. Oh shit. 20. Oh my god, math. 25 to hit.
It hits. It hits.
Okay.
Blue.
Uh, 2d12 plus 4, so I'm just going to roll the 2d12 on this. We'll add 4 to that. Okay. 25 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the 2 tiny ones, another plus 8 to hit, but those are d4s. So, okay, yep, that one's going to hit 26. And the second one, that is a natural 1, so that one misses.
Okay.
And then we do 1d4 plus 4 for that one. So 7. Another 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
As these 2 rocks just slam into the draconic form. And Alder, what are you doing?
So I'm going to step. Oh my gosh, get off of that. And now I don't know how to move my character. Anyway,
Just make sure the hand is unselected, and you should be able to grab
gotcha.
it.
There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna move there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Ice Storm on the back side of it. The marker says it's like 20 feet. This character's 20 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the back of it then, because it's a 20-foot cylinder.
Okay.
And it needs to make a dex save of 17.
Dex. 17. That is a 16. It failed.
Okay.
Wow.
Oop.
There it goes.
Battery.
Blank save.
Okay. As I do this, the blue, like, spray of mist comes out of my hand, and then hail starts flying down at this Hydra, and it takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage, which came out to 5 points of bludgeoning, and then it took another 6 plus 7, 13 points of cold damage.
13 points of cold damage. Okay. Okay.
And that'll do it for me.
All right, which puts us at the Hydra's turn, who, halted by rocks, there's the bleeding head that looks like a blue dragon that has been sewn to a gray torso, rears up. Ooh, do I take? No, this is too good an opportunity.
Do it.
It's a 60-foot cone.
Oh,
Yep, I mean, you knew it was coming.
Which can catch everything except for the two little rocks. I need dexterity saving throws from everybody.
Does the rock get the
Just
the
ability
plus
checks,
from me?
right?
From being
Yeah, it would.
sweet.
Or I failed with 14.
Now, the question was that
Dirty 20.
saving throws? No, it's just ability checks. Okay, cool.
And then plus
I've-
5 for the rocks within 10 feet of me.
I have a question about the
Yeah.
dragon's attack. Did he have to roll to do that?
No.
Okay.
It is
Excellent.
it is just a cone.
That is unfortunately a 9 for Kaya, and you said it's plus 5 for the object,
Yeah, for any of them within 10 feet of me.
and you said Dex, right?
And they're rocks. And it just looks like it's the first two.
What's 6? Is that -3?
No, 6 is negative. Maybe? That's 1. -2.
-3. Yeah, it's no, it's -2. You're right. So 8 plus 5, 13. So probably fails as well.
Anyone who got less than a 19
Okay, great.
fails.
Meets a
and
pizza, though, right?
meets it, beats it. Takes 65 points of lightning damage.
Please let that be a
Fuck.
one-off.
Bauer, you have resistance to all damage.
No, I
No,
don't.
that
'cause
expired.
It ran out.
Oh, that expired? Okay,
Yeah.
I was about to say, O'reltin takes it twice. Yeah, 65. If you succeeded, you take half damage, so 33 points of lightning damage.
It did not.
Jesus.
Oh, dude.
I'm not
That's-
gonna get hit by that twice.
Real bad.
Is going to make its strength saving throw to not be slowed down by this, and it is going to launch.
Before it launches, part of Spirit Shroud is that any creature that I can see that starts its turn within 10 feet of me has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
If that's possible for that guy.
Yeah, so it is, and it is not actually going to go too far. It is just flying over you and planting more centrally.
Calculator. 3 calculators up to keep track of the HP of my fucking minions. Which the big rock is still standing, but not by much.
Question about
Yes.
uncanny dodge in a situation where my dex was high enough. My dex check was. Could I still use uncanny dodge to half that damage? I'm not going to do it now, but just for future.
No, with
Don't you
uncanny
take
dodge,
0
if you
damage?
succeed, you take
You
0
take
damage.
0 damage. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, if you
fail, you take
succeed-
half. If you succeed, it's 0.
Yeah, so you don't take any damage from the lightning breath.
okay.
Let's see. Okay, we are set there, which brings us back to the top with Wizard.
Okay, so Wizard's gonna pull out their rose petals pouch and see if they can throw it at this dragon and if it'll smell nice and make them calm down.
Oh shit. Okay. Remind me that. Well, let's see. 'Cause this.
It releases a calming fragrance, pacifying aggressive creatures.
Unfortunate, you throw and the rose petals slap into it, and just one of the heads whips around, the head of a red, and it blows its nose and flames kind of hit the ground. It is immune to being charmed,
Aw.
which this would be a charm effect.
Okay.
You guys are.
Anything else?
I
So-
hate to do this, but I was playing a rogue earlier. You guys are thinking evasion.
Well,
Uncanny
Gabi has
dodge
evasion,
does
right?
half.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have evasion, then yeah, you're good. I thought you
No,
were
no,
talking
no,
about-
no. It was uncanny
Oh.
dodge. I have
Yeah,
uncanny
so it's
dodge.
Oh,
it
then
halves the
the-
effect if you
So yeah,
Yeah.
you can use it to have the damage taken, right?
You take
So
a
I would
quarter.
half the half that I took.
Yes.
Yep.
So instead of taking 33, you would take 17.
16,
17?
17.
But-
yeah.
But as a 12th level rogue, you don't have evasion?
I'm
She's
not
not a
12th
12th level rogue.
Okay.
Okay, so throwing that would have been my action, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to hide.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That is 18.
18. That's you feel pretty confidently gone into the shadows. I think you still have hide in plain sight or pass that a trace active. So, oh no,
No, she's
No,
outside.
you-
30
even
feet
without
of me.
it.
No,
that's-
I just
yeah.
have the
yeah, you
yeah.
feel
Even
pretty good.
without it, I have an 18. So
I thought isn't the lowest you can? You are actually just within 30 feet, so plus 10. But can't isn't the lowest you can roll 21? You said.
with pass without a trace.
Oh, okay.
21
Okay,
is the lowest
so-
I can roll.
Oh,
You-
and I failed my
you-
concentration check on that for sure. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
And without it, 12 is the lowest I can roll.
Okay.
Speaking
Okay,
of,
you are-
con save-
Hidden. O'reltin.
Oh, I'm good.
Well, now that it's got me pinned between it and its lair, I think I'm just gonna hack into it. So I'm gonna start swinging.
Okay.
Do-do-do. Attack number 1 is going to be an 18.
18 hits.
Sweet. And then we're gonna have 2d6 normally, and then another 2d6 of cold damage. So there's going to be 10 normal damage. Oh, and excuse me, Spirit Shroud is 2d8. 10 cold damage. And then I am going to pump in a Divine Smite. And I think I'm going to pump in a 4th level Divine Smite, because this thing is big and hits like a freaking freight train. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 2d8 normally and then plus 1 for each level.
Yes. So
Okay.
5d8 for a 4th level spell.
So there is 10, 19, 19, 26. So
And what is the damage type on? Is it?
it's radiant.
Okay. Okay. So with your first strike, boom, cleave, and you sever the blue head that just expelled all that lightning.
Thank
Can't be doing
God.
that twice.
Ground.
And I will.
Radiant damage bursting from your blade, searing that bursted neck flesh.
Could you imagine if that grew back? And we'll swing on the upstroke.
Okay.
For a 21.
21
Hit.
hits.
And then 2d6 and 2d8. Ooh, that's not as good. 11 points of slashing damage,
Okay.
and then 13 points of cold. Maybe that was as good.
Okay. Boom. Cleaving back into the main just body of the beast. It kind of staggers a little bit. The 4 remaining heads snap around to look at you. What else?
And
we
then,
got?
and as another effect of Spirit Shroud, let me make sure I read it right. Any creature that takes that cold damage can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And then, as a bonus action, can I just take a quick peek around back into the cave and see if I see any other baddies coming out of it?
No other baddies. You do see piles of just like torn up bodies of creatures and different things.
Okay.
And then a cave. There's not a cave, but a tunnel that extends farther back into the mountain.
Okay. And then as my movement, I'd like to see if I can't just not be in spray range anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Just scooting around so that
Yep.
if it's gonna spray you, it's just you.
Just me. Yep.
Okay. Bauer.
Kaya, not feeling great, is gonna move as far as he can over to the rock to try to get as much. Why can't I select my guy? What? I can't grab my guy. I can only move the map.
It's the hand.
Unclick the hand.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mhm.
Gotcha. I'm gonna move over to try to get some cover behind these rocks here. Well, before he gets all the way over there. I don't know how tall those rocks are either.
Yeah, you can get
Um,
partial cover for sure.
Okay. He is going to he's gonna quicken. So he is going to do a mind sliver on it. 17 intellect save.
Okay. As a natural 20. Minus
Okay.
2 for 18.
Oh, don't mind that roll, which that's a shitty roll. That does nothing. It is a cantrip, so I'm pretty sure it does absolutely nothing. Oh, and you're supposed to subtract 1d4 from your saving throw on that too. That's why I did it that way. Anyway, so yeah, that missed, which is fine because I used my
Quickened.
Wickened. And then I'm going to do another chromatic orb with you said the lightning head got chopped off?
Yeah, lighting head got chopped off.
You're welcome.
Do I test the theory that now the head is gone, that it's probably not resistant to lightning damage?
It didn't appear to be resistant to cold on either of the times that it's been hit before.
Perfect. We'll do cold. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know what? I'm only gonna do it first level, honestly, and it is going to have disadvantage on dex saves. So chromatic orb.
Why does
Plus
it remind me why it has
9.
disadvantage on dex saves?
Because
Oh,
of
that's your-
my so because I use my meta magic with my Shadowfell shard, I can give
Yes.
it disadvantage, and it is to the end of my next turn, right? Yes, end of my next turn. So yes, I am casting just a level 1 chromatic orb, which was 27 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
And don't mind that it says acid damage. That's wrong. It is cold. 18 points of cold damage.
All right, kind of
And
recoils a
then-
bit as the cold, this just orb of ice crashes into it and frosts over its scales.
Perfect. Now it is my minis, my animated objects go. And they're all going to get closer. And they all have 30 feet of movement, so they should be able to reach. And they're all going to attack. I just have to, because I have to go through spells, I have to pull up the spell again to actually look and see what their attack rolls are. Okay. So it's, they're both +8 to hit. Okay. So first one's for the big guy. That is a 15 + 8, so 23 to hit.
Okay.
And then the two small ones, that's a 12, so 20 to hit there. And wow, a 16, so 24 to hit. I will fucking
Okay.
take that. Okay, so the big one, 2d12 So I'll roll them all at once because I can do that here. 2d12, and then it'll be 2d4 plus. I'll figure that out in a minute. So all of them together, that's 27 plus 12. So 39 points
39.
of bludgeoning damage.
Points of bludgeoning damage as these stones just crush the skull of the white head. And it is just crashes bloody and lifeless to the ground, the second head down.
Okay, and then Kaya does take his 5 more feet to move behind the rock.
Okay. Alder.
Alder's gonna try to see where O'reltin is behind the Hydra and shit. And he's going to make sure that he's within 30 feet of Wizard and Kaya. And he's gonna go ahead and cast Mass Cure Wounds at 6th level.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Ooh,
Hell yeah. Is
God
that 30 feet?
damn.
That's so bad. Yeah, it's 30 feet. So if you're within 30 feet, but I think you're outside that. And I would.
I think I am at 30 feet, but I'm going to defer to
Okay, if you are, that'd be great.
Andrew.
I'm
you are.
gonna say you're in it, O'reltin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo!
Because I didn't want to step any closer.
Yeah.
Am I in or out?
You're in. You were 30 feet last time, so.
Yeah, you are
Um,
in.
So that's 19 points of healing,
Hey.
I guess.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot of between us three.
Technically, that's almost 60 points of healing total.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that saves me probably if I
I'm
take
sorry.
another attack.
That's almost 80 because you got you yourself in that too, right?
Yeah.
That's a ton of healing.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of healing.
And then I'm going to go ahead and, as a bonus action, look back to Kaya in particular and cast Healing Word at 1st level. For 6 points of healing.
I mean,
will
it's not 80, but
Yeah, my bad.
Hey,
And then
question. Would my earth elemental get that as well?
I can do 6 creatures within 30 feet of me.
I don't
is
think
it
it's a
or
creature.
a rock.
It's a
It's a
awakened
summon-
rock.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a creature. It's a rock.
Hey, tell you what. I mean, this is my rule. Is if you want it to work,
becomes a creature under your control.
there you go. Okay. We just know that for the future.
Lawyered.
No, the rule is there's a pretty good chance you're not the only person that's figured that out.
That's going to be able to use it. Yeah.
I mean, in that case, you can do the big rock and one of the shrubs because they're also.
Shrubs never got hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
shrubs didn't get hurt. So yeah, toss 19 under your rock.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna step back to the. Rocks
Okay,
a
it is
bit.
going to take an attack of opportunity.
Sounds good.
Somebody was assuming its range was only 5 feet.
Well, I didn't know if it was 5, 10, 15. I just was not gonna get closer. So.
Sorry. It gets
5,
3 attack. No, because yeah, 2 that
Several
has
attacks. of
Go for
opportunity. Oh no.
This is a 18.
Yes.
This is a 28 to hit.
Anything over 13 hits.
This is a 28
Oh.
to hit.
Fuck.
That is a 14 to hit.
Why is your AC 13
Because I'm a human druid.
in his underwear?
I guess. Yeah.
I guess.
I guess.
That is 14 to 20 and so 14 total, so not 14 and 20.
Okay.
20 31 points of these are all fire damage.
Perfect.
as the
Yeah.
red head just snaps out and bites you 3 times.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Anything else you're doing with your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. I'm going to see if we regain our breath. The crushed white head begins to twitch and spasm and tears into 2. And moving independently, sheared down the middle. These broken halves of head begin to look around and move. The blue head does not go.
It did not regain hit points though, right?
And it did not. It does not regain. It does not get to regenerate like it would have normally, which is why they just tore themselves apart instead of growing. We're back up to 5 heads. Gotta see with the cone. We're gonna catch O'reltin, the Earth Elemental, and one of your smaller rocks. Actually, no, because the cone has to be based of this. So no, we're going to make 3 attacks against O'reltin and 2 against the big awakened rock.
Yep.
Is a 2?
A 2 does not hit me, no.
No, a 22.
Oh, then yes, it does.
A 28 and a 19.
The 19 does not hit.
Okay, so there's 2 hits against you. That is a crit against the rock, and a 19 against the rock.
Okay, so that is the big rock?
Yeah, these are both against the big rock.
Do you maybe want to roll the crit first?
Let's see. 100. What is that? What's up, Brian?
It's when a creature attacks me, not somebody else, so never mind. I don't know my own character.
None of us do.
With the crit, he's just going to max damage on that attack, so that is 30 points of acid
Okay.
damage.
All right, it is still standing. Ooh.
And then the second attack is just a normal hit.
Can it do less than 4?
It cannot do less than 4 points of damage.
Then the big one crumbles.
Crumbles. Okay.
Actually, it doesn't crumble. It just falls. I take it back. Does not crumble. It just falls in place.
Oh, and I did my math wrong. It was 34 points of damage with the max damage.
Well, then you have another
Oh.
attack.
No, I said I was using the 2 of them against the Earth Elemental. This is not the smartest creature. O'reltin, my first attack to you is 11 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And then the second one is 13 points of cold damage.
Okie dokie.
And there we go. Okay, Wizard, we're back up to you.
So, where we're at, there's like this brush stuff on the side. Can I sneak up along that brush stuff since I've been hidden and not
Yeah.
be seen?
You are certainly welcome to try.
Okay, I'm gonna try and sneak up to here. And stay kind of hidden. Let me know if that's possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to jump out and stab whatever that's closest to me.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack at advantage.
Okay. That is a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay, and then bear with me because this is going to be a lot of damage because I've got the sneak attack bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so first just the regular amount. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 18 plus 14, 15, 18 plus 15. Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
30.
That takes it. You jump out and drive your dagger into the green head.
And then, sorry, one more. I also have Fury of the Small, so it's a +4 to that.
Forward damage.
So,
And you sever something critical. Stitches break and tear, and the head collapses to the ground, dead.
Cool. Then I'm going to take my bonus action to hide again.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Okay.
You step back into the greenery, breaking line of sight.
Whew, that is 29.
29. Okay.
And can I move further away? Do I have any more movement at that point? Because I can't really tell how
Let's see, because that would have
far
been.
I've been.
That's you're kind of stuck right.
Okay.
Put you there. O'reltin.
O'reltin is going to continue on the same path he has been on. You said the green head is the one that just collapsed?
Yes.
So we have 2 white heads and
Gross.
a red head
2 white heads, a red
Pop
and a
those.
black.
and a black.
The blue
okay.
and the blue and the green are both dead.
Okay.
I realized
Um,
there was black.
I will take my swings at it, trying specifically to damage any head that is not the black head.
Okay.
Okay, so first swing is a 19 plus 7.
Hits.
Which I think hits. That's going to be 7 points of slashing damage and 7 points of cold damage. And then I'm going to dump another Divine Smite into it because I'm going south real quick and it needs to go south quicker. So we're going to do another 4th level, so another 5d8.
Okay.
So that's going to be 4, 12, 20 radiant damage.
Okay. That is the red head you shear off. And again, radiant damage seeming to brand the skin where the sutures have held it attached to the body as the head falls to the ground, lifeless.
This seems to be working, and I'll take my final swing at an 18.
18 hits.
Okay. And that's 9 points of slashing damage. Wow, that's pretty good. 12 points of cold, and my last 4th level. Wow, that's Jesus. That's 10, 9, so 19, 22 points of radiant.
2. One of the white heads. Same way as the red.
I can't keep it up forever, guys.
Bauer.
Okay, so just to be clear, we have 1 white, 1 black, and that's it, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I guess initially my 2 tiny guys are going to go first. They're going to go for an attack. First one's 16.
16 misses.
Second one, that's a natural 1. They both miss. All right, sweet. Whiff, whiff. They're out of the way. Kaya's going to take 1 step out from behind the rocks. You know what? He's going to do it again. He is going to go ahead and quicken a spell again, and is going to cast Mind Sliver, 17 intellect save.
That is 19 minus 2, 17.
Beats it. Damn it. All right. Then, yeah, just disadvantage on Dex yet again. And you're going to see out from Kaya just an expansion of just pure black. And it's all going to suck back in, come in through his body, and then out towards his finger as a greenish glow expands from his finger, and he's going to cast Disintegrate.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Yep, 17.
Fails.
All right. So with that, it is a lot of damage. That's a lot of ones. Wow, that is awful. Anyway, 67 points of force damage.
This beam of energy crashes into the Hydra, and you watch as its scales begin to crack and flake as it is slowly and surely entirely rent into ash, and all that is left are the 3 heads that have already been cut off and a pile of dust.
As he casts the spell, O'Reltin like holds up a hand and he's like, no, wait, we need the head. Ah, fuck.
And combat is over.
All right. Well, 3 will work, I guess.
Sorry, 2.5 heads.
Oh yeah.
Heads that O'Reltin cut off was just the split, unregenerated head.
How's everybody feeling?
I think you could have started with that.
I mean, I guess I could have, but I can only do it once, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to be useful.
5 heads.
Boom.
I mean, we have the note.
Boom. Boom.
Something's
I will
that's
grab
not good.
heads and run over to Czar. Open the bag. Open the bag. Open the bag.
They won't
Oh.
fit in the opening. These are full on, like these are larger
Oh, the
than
grown, like
Yeah.
grown
These
dragons.
are like grown ass dragon heads.
Chop off the jaw. Take the jaw. Take a piece of the jaw. I don't care.
They said the whole
Boom.
thing. I'll hide them in a bush real quick.
And
I'm gonna hide.
you watch as the top of the mountain detonates. Ash is thrown into the sky. And it is almost as though night falls. The wash of heat and noxious fumes from the volcano wash over you, blowing your hair back. You feel your skin like near bake from the heat. You look up as flaming debris is thrown to the sky, and in the background you hear boom, 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 as some massive sound, and 2 pieces of metal crashing into each other. The sound of a hammer on anvil shakes the earth. And that is where we're going to have to end for tonight.
We're supposed to get out of a blowing up volcano.
And we will see you next time on Easy Dispel. Come hang out with us on Thursday. Hopefully we're playing more of the First Descendant. I had a lot of fun. We unlocked Bunny, which I'm happy for. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I don't think we have any other announcements, but I hope you had fun. I know I did. See you next time on Easy Dispel.